Hey guys, it's Owen from Weekly Huddle back here again for some more draft content. I'm going to be going through and giving my gut reactions and grades to these draft picks that just happened. Just an hour ago, I lost my voice screaming at the TV. This is really my favorite time of year for the football. So let's get right into it. First and second overall pick, we're going to go with just Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Two obvious picks. I'm going to give the Lawrence one. I'll give it an A just because he's that level prospect, and they just need to. Both these guys really need to focus on bringing pieces around him. And the Zach Wilson one, I'm give it a little less with a B plus, just because I'm not as sold on him as I am on Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback prospect. So, two grades that we already knew. I already had these in the pipe ready to go because they were kind of obvious. And then Trey Lance at 3 with the San Francisco 49ers. I was afraid they were going to go Mac Jones here, but they survived. They brought it back. They got Trey Lance, someone who's going to fit perfectly well into the heavy play action scheme with Kyle Shanahan. And he did say after they faced Josh Allen last year, oh, we need someone like that, and they went out and got him. So I'm gonna give this one a B, just because it's gonna be a 1 year project. This team is ready to win now, so they're probably gonna keep Garoppolo around for 1 more year. So this won't really pay off until 2022-2023 season. So I'm not anticipating a big season from him in San Fran, but I think he'll be good down the road. So I'm gonna give it a B for right now, with the impact lowering it. Kyle Pitts, a forward with Atlanta. I posted this in Reddit about 3 months ago, and I got crucified by the Falcons fans for it, and some of them still aren't happy with this. But I'm gonna give it an A. Really good pick. Even if you get rid of Julio, you got your new replacement for him, basically. Allows you to run Arthur Smith's two tight end system really effectively with him and Hayden Hurst. I think it just makes the offense one of the most deadly in the NFL. Especially, they definitely have the best receiving cast in the NFL right now because of this. So if they're in win now mode, which they're doing, which apparently they are with the way Matt Ryan's contract is structured, and they're not going to be able to get rid of him for another 2 years, I think that's what they're going for, and this definitely is a win now move, and the best win now move you could make at 4. Jamar Chase 5 to the Bengals. I'm going to give it a B minus because he's a great player, second best wide receiver on my board, but I really think they should have went left tackle here. I know he's going to have the chemistry with Joe Burrow already, but I feel like if you went Sewell and then Terrace Marshall also has the chemistry with Burrow, you could have gotten the best of both worlds, but Chase is a really good talent. I probably wouldn't have made the pick, but I can see why they did it, and now T. Higgins can stay in that second role, teleport the slot. They'll be deadly. They're going to be another one of those guys who are he's going to be one of those guys who are going to boost the wide receiver rankings of this team up a decent amount. So I like the pick. It's just I'd rather would have had Sewell, so B minus. Jalen Waddle to the Dolphins. They signed Will Fuller as their speedy downfield option guy. I know Waddle is my number one wide receiver in this draft, and he's more than that as a receiver. But I kind of felt like that hole was filled in their offense, and Tua isn't really known for his deep ball anyway. So it kind of confused me a little bit, but I'm gonna go C plus for this one. Great player. I just don't know how he's going to fit into this offense and how he's going to be utilized well with what quarterback they have on that team as of right now. But they can prove me wrong. I'm willing to take an L on this one if he does turn out, because I think he is a genuine level of talent that is only once in a lifetime at wide receiver. Detroit with Penei Sewell, keeping Jared Goff clean. He's a lot better when he had Andrew Whitworth. So I think this is a great pick. Plus he's going to have that, kneecap biter kind of mentality, road grader, big, strong guy who's just going to kick people's asses. So I really like this pick for them, especially for the value they got at 7. 8, GC Horn of the Panthers. I heard there was some rumors before the draft that this was going to be a good pick. I thought it would just be with a trade down. And I like it. I think they need another corner outside of Dante Jackson. But I feel like they could have traded down and gotten this pick still, or if anything, went with like Surtain, I guess. I don't know. I like Horn a little better than Surtain just because of his physical attributes. I like a little more. Surtain's more towards the ceiling already. So I'm gonna go with a C. I guess I'll go with C plus again. Another guy who has a super high ceiling like the Waddle pick that I'm high on, but I can also see this pick going very poorly because of other reasons than Waddle can, which was his quarterback. Horn I can just see as he has that lower floor as a prospect, but I'm very excited to see him in a Matt Rule coach team because I think that Matt Rule really gets the best out of his players. The Broncos taking Patrick Surtain at 9. I love this pick. This is going to be an A all day. You need corners galore when you're facing against Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City Chiefs offense in that division. And if they're gonna try to win games with defense, the more like I know you brought in the guy for Chicago. Oh my God, I'm blanking. Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby, but I don't think Ronald Darby should be your number 2 corner. Patrick Surtain and Kyle Fuller, and then Ronald Darby is your third. And I think they have Roby. Still, I don't remember who their nickel is, but they went from having corner as their weakest link on their defense to their strongest, and I think they needed that in the division they're playing with, especially with how the Chargers are looking now with what they've done, especially on offense with their weapons they have. So I'm liking that pick for Denver, even though it was a sneak. I thought Micah Parsons probably wouldn't be here, but I think that's a great pick for them. Eagles jumping up ahead of the Giants to grab Devonta Smith. Very sneaky. I didn't think they would be able to do it with Dallas. I thought Dallas and the Eagles would hate each other too much to do it, but they found a mutual enemy in the Giants. They jumped up, got their wide receiver, saw it from a mile away as soon as they jumped up. I think this is a perfect fit for them because they have that deep threat guy with Jalen Reagor. They needed someone who could be that route runner, consistent over the middle with hands kind of guy. So I'm excited to see what he can do with Jalen Hurts as his quarterback. Really, like I said, isolating the variable with Jalen Hurts, seeing if he's actually the guy or not, if you want to move on from him after this. Another A here, or I'll go B+. I'll go B+ with the Justin Fields pick for the Bears. Great value at 11 with him. I'm just kind of concerned because they already promised Andy Dalton the starting job, so they're going to start him right away. What's going on with Robinson? Just a turmoil on that offense, and I don't know if Matt Nagy's the guy. This is his guy. This is the guy they're pegging it to. So he needs to come in and win right away to save their jobs. So there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Fields. I think he can handle it, and I think it's a good spot where they got him for. They gave up a good amount, but I don't think it was relatively low for a quarterback trade up compensation. So I'm gonna go B+, bordering on A. Maybe you screw it. I'll just give him an A. I'm giving him an A. And, yeah, good job going to get your quarterback. Strong arm, can fight in the winning city. Andy Dalton could be your solid backup. Dallas, after moving down, picks up Micah Parsons, Sean Lee's replacement after retiring. You probably could have went Farley here, and I wouldn't have been mad. But at the same time, I know his injuries are concerning. Parsons is one. I think he's my best linebacker on my board. I believe so. He's number 6 overall. I know there was that bullying thing, but that was so long ago. Also, he's only been mentioned in passing, plus some of the stories are kind of outrageous, so I don't know how much stock I put into that. So, great blue-chip football player for the Cowboys on defense where they really needed it. Like I said, that one's going to be an A as well. All these picks have been really, really good so far. 13, Rashawn Slater to the Chargers. I'm going to give this one a B. I don't really know if Rashawn Slater is going to be able to be an effective left tackle at the NFL level. He might have to kick inside. But if similar to Jonah Williams, he can prove I'm wrong, then that's why I'm going B, not a C or something like that. So he has promise and he has really good technique, and they really needed to protect Justin Herbert's blind side. I probably would have went Darisaw over him just because he's more prototypical left tackle, but I can see why they went Slater. So I like the fit. I like the pick. But I'm just skeptical on the longevity of it or the fit of it specific, like if him fitting into the position mold really. 14, Elijah Vera Tucker to the Jets. This one, I was thinking about this yesterday while I was at work. I'm giving this one an A+. A+, the highest one I'm going to give so far. Because now you get Elijah Vera Tucker, a left guard, next to Mekhi Becton. That is a phenomenal left side of your offensive line. That Vera Tucker is just a beast in pass blocking. Like, he gets his hands on you, you're not doing anything. Becton ascended as a left tackle prospect last year, and they can figure out the rest of the offensive line with who they have on the roster, or if they can grab someone later in the round. There is a deep tackle class, so they can look for a right tackle. Tevin Jenkins is on the board. They can grab him easily at 34. That'd be phenomenal. But they're doing a really good job with protecting Zach Wilson now. They've got 2 players on his blind side, if you want to call him left guard as that, who are really good, will be really good, a really great tandem right there on his left side, and giving him a good offensive line, unlike what they gave to Sam Darnold, is a good step in promising, helping him grow into his talents instead of, stunting his growth. Mac Jones to the Patriots, I'm giving this one a C. You progressed your offense to a more modern NFL offense with the Russian quarterback in Cam Newton last year. Now you're looking to regress it back with a non-athletic quarterback, and you're going to hope that he can run it similar to Tom Brady, but Tom Brady is the GOAT, and now you have Mac Jones. So even if you don't play him this year, you're going to have to play him in that system eventually, and you're going to have to hope that he can. It's Tom Brady's system. We're not going to get it wrong. That's like people kept copying it. That's why they kept putting him here. But like, you don't know if he could just not run the system as well as Tom Brady does, because Tom Brady was amazing. So I'm not a big fan of the pick. Prove me wrong. I'm not just doing it because New England hate. I just don't think that it really made sense with the way they're trying to progress their offense. And in this scenario where they go back to the old offense they're running, he's not going to be as good Brady running it. So it's not going to be a firing on a peak efficiency as it used to, even with the upgrades at wide receiver, depending on if they can pan out. Zaven Collins, 16 to Arizona, C+. I love Zaven Collins. I just don't know about the fit here. He's a great coverage linebacker. He's very similar in the mold to like Isaiah Simmons that they got last year. Bigger bodied guy who's good at blitzing, who's good at coverage. Can technically be an edge if you really wanted to, but they have edge rushers. I don't know if they're going to play him at 3-4 outside linebacker. Maybe. I don't know. I got to see the fit. So I can't remember what I said. I think I said C+. Yeah, C+, because I'm confused with the fit. I love the player. I love the value for the pick. I just don't know how he's going to fit in this defense, but they did need to upgrade a defense. I think they could have went corner, though, and then still kind of probably gotten a better grade for me. I was, all weekend, I was thinking, okay, how are the Raiders going to get a D+ out of me, or a D? And they got it. they got it. I was watching it with a bunch of my friends. My brother turns to me and goes, hey, how about, who are the Raiders going to overreach on? I said, they're going to overreach on, he goes, what team's going to overreach on a player? I said, the Raiders. He said, why? I go, just watch. Raiders pick comes in, Alex Leatherwood. Boom. Right there. 3rd round pick at left tackle. He's probably going to be better as a guard. Now, I know you need help at guard as well, but I don't know if you're confident in your right tackle, so this could be a right tackle pick, or you're moving him into guard. If he's moving into guard, I think Jackson Carman would have been a better tackle the guard guy. There was probably like Quinn Miners or someone like that could have been a better pick at guard. Tevin Jenkins was on the board, and you took Alex Leather. D. So many players better than in that position than what you were looking for. Total reach. This next pick, I knew this was going to happen. 18, Jayla Phillips to the Dolphins. I'm going to give that one a B. Injury concerns, but I agree that I was one of the first people on the bandwagon saying he was the number 1 pass rusher in his NFL draft class, and I'm pretty proud of that one for myself. And I think the fact that they lost Shaq Lawson, he didn't really give him what he wanted. Conor Van Noy's out. He also gave him a little pass rush off the edge. Bringing in Bernard Kinney, replacing Van Noy with the Shaq Lawson trade. Now they just need to replace Shaq Lawson to pair with Emmanuel Ogbah. And Jalen Phillips he's so twitchy and bendy and athletic and has pass rush moves. Just those injuries, man. So I think this is a great pick for them, but I'm cautious to see how they use him, especially if they don't want to rush him into it because of the injury history. So I'm a little cautiously optimistic, so that's why it's a B instead of a B+ or an A. Jamin Davis here. I think I would have went JOK over him, so I'm going to go with B-. Good player, only 1 year of production, though, at Kentucky. Kind of concerning why he never got playing time at Kentucky, but the tape is the tape, and he's good on tape. I like him. I don't know if 19 was where I'd grab him. Maybe if I moved back and then grab him would probably be good, but I think that they was feel the need, and he's a good player he's a first-round player in this class, so I think that, relatively speaking, that is, but I think there was a better player on the board with JOK, and I think it's a little bit of a reach, not too bad, though. Kadarius Toney at 20 to the Giants, brought in Kenny Galladay, have Darius Slayton. Saquon's coming back. I thought they would go Tevin Jenkins here, to be honest with you, or Kwity Paye. I thought Gettleman would have been Gettleman, even though, I probably should have thought that because he moved down for the first time ever, so why wouldn't he move a pick outside of his range? I don't know how to feel about it because he's going to be the slot guy. Darius Slayton's going to be outside. Kenny Galladay's going to be outside. He's going to be the slot guy, if not the number 2 outside, if Slayton moves into a slot. I'd prefer him in the slot. He's a smart player, giving Daniel Jones all the weapons he needs, but I think you're going to target that guard spot tomorrow, whether it's Jackson Carman. That's who I think they should take, a left guard, to be able to come in and provide a run-grading road blocker for Saquon. So I'll go B. It's okay. I like the player. I like the fact that they're giving Daniel Jones weapons to really see if he's their guy. I just think I would have valued offensive line with Tevin Jenkins there more. But still a good player at a good spot, I'll take what I can get. Kwity Paye to the Colts, C+. Really solid defensive player against the run. They lost a bunch of sack production out of Justin Houston and the other guy, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. They lost I think it was 10 plus sacks out of those two guys combined, and you're looking to replace that. I know they like Jayla Phillips a lot, and this was just a consolation prize, but I think grabbing him here, unless you're banking on DeForest Buckner being your main contributor pass rush, he's not going to be able to give you some Paye's not going to be giving you pass rush right out the gate. He's going to have to build up to it and learn some technique stuff. He is quick and explosive, but I think he's better against the run than he is against the pass. High floor, relatively medium ceiling. So I think that it was a good positional fit. I think he probably could have went with a Liam Eichenberg here or something. Christian Darrisaw was on the board. I think that would have been a better pick. But Paye fills a need. Just don't know if it's going to be that sack production player that you really probably need to get to replace those guys that left. Caleb Farley to the Titans replaces his big old needs in secondary, which they lost. They lost a lot this year. And wide receivers deep in this class, so I'm okay with them waiting to use their second-round pick in that. Farley, one of my favorite players overall in this class, especially in the secondary, my number one corner. I don't think the back is going to be as big of a concern as most people think. That's why he didn't fall out of the first round or all the way down to New Orleans where people were rejecting him to go. But yeah, I think it's an immediate fit for a position of need. So I'm gonna go give it a B plus, just because the injuries are a little worrisome, but I think they're a little overblown. But I'm not in those medical rooms. I just think he's a great talent and a great talent for a position of need. If he can stay healthy, home run pick. A plus immediately if he stays healthy, but B plus right now, just banking on his health, maybe not being all there. Darrisaw to the Vikings, I'll give this another B plus. Really good draft for most of these teams outside of the Vegas. Needed help at left tackle. I thought they could have stayed and took Elijah Vera Tucker, but Darrisaw at left tackle, they probably valued a tackle more than they valued a guard. And they got what they wanted, a really big blocker for Dalvin Cook, and he's going to be a pretty good pass blocker as well down the road for Kirk Cousins or whoever you have playing quarterback in a year or two. So I think this is a great pick for them. Just need to see the development of the pass blocker before I make any A's on that one. But I think position of need, talent level, all there. Najee Harris to the Steelers. This was the one that everyone predicted for years. Not years, but months. I like to exaggerate a little bit. I'll give it a B minus, C plus. They probably needed an offensive lineman more, or probably they could have got another wide receiver. Maybe Rashad Bateman was still there. If they took Bateman here, that would have been crazy. But the running back was a need. I'll give it a B minus because running back was a need, and Najee Harris is going to be the tone setter that they really need to reestablish the run. I don't know if they had the offensive line to reestablish the run, and I don't know if they're going to want to go back. If Ben's going to let them go back to that philosophy. But even then, he's a great pass-catching running back. I think he's the best running back in this draft class. I just don't know if he's going to be utilized correctly in Pittsburgh or if they're going to have the pieces to utilize him correctly. I have hopes, though. That's why he's not in the C's. I'll give him a B minus, maybe even a B. I'm talking myself into it. Okay. This one, I have mixed bag because I didn't want the Bills to draft Travis Etienne. I really didn't. So when I saw this, I was happy. But then I thought about it logistically. You had a 1,000-yard rusher in James Robinson last year who caught 49 passes out of the backfield. So he's no slouch in the passing game, which is what Etienne's biggest thing was, his pass catching as a receiver, also as a breakaway player. So I'm a little confused why they grabbed him. I know he has a lot of tread on the tires, so you might want to grab him just that way you can put him in a duo backfield with James Robinson and let him really handle the passing down stuff, or have Robinson in the backfield, him out in the slot during passing down, something like that. So they're establishing a really great committee, and he's pairing him up with his quarterback, so he trusts him. I just think Tevin Jenkins probably would have been better here. I'll go C+, just because I think Tevin Jenkins would have been better here. Liam Eichenberg would have been better here. You already have your 1,000-yard running back there, but he does have the connection with Lawrence, and you're probably going to get Fryer Muth tomorrow at 33, or Tevin Jenkins, one of those two. So I think it's redeemable, but I'm skeptical on how it's going to work out there. 26, Greg Newsome to the Browns. If he stays healthy, great pick. Great. Oh my God, amazing pick. I don't know, but he's shown not to be able to do that really, really well. I'll give it a B because he's that good of a talent, but it's the health concerns, man. But if he can stay healthy, that secondary is no joke now. It's probably one of the better ones in the league. So I'd be on the lookout for the Browns secondary specifically. That's pretty good as long as, especially if Gritty come back, Newsome can stay healthy. I just think they could have targeted JOK at linebacker or something like that. But again, he's still in the second round, so there's still potential. Bateman to the Ravens, a pick. Been predicting that one all season, all draft season. Guy who can really work the middle of the field, which is where Lamar Jackson really likes to pass the ball. He's better with the run after the catch stuff. I think he just fits perfectly into that offensive mold that they're doing at the Ravens. Loves the block. I just think the fit with the player and the talent at the position they got him in, A right there. Peyton Turner to New Orleans Saints. My friend was in a group chat and they were like, some no-name edge rusher to Saints. I'm like, oh, no-name edge rusher. Who could that be that they don't know about? And then his name came up and I was like, oh my God, I love that pick. I mean, not looking back at it, it's a little bit of reach, but Peyton Turner is one of my favorite edge rushers. If you saw my sleeper defense video, he was one of them. He's so versatile. He could play D. He played D tackle. He played outside rush linebacker. He played D end at college. He adds and drops weights all the time. He has scary athleticism. He can chase down wide receiver screens, even though he's 270. He needs to keep his pad levels a little lower and develop some more hand counters and really work on using his hands more often. But as a number 2 rusher, who you want to really just be able to say, hey, we want you to gain this weight, play this position, lose this weight, play this position. He's going to come in and he's going to do this and work his ass off. I like that pick for the Saints, but it's a little bit of a reach. Even saying that, though, I had him ranked higher than, say, like, just no way. Even Azizo. I think it was one spot below Azizo or Driller. I have to check my big board. So I'm going to give it a B. My little notes there. 29, Eric Stokes, the Packers. They did need corners really bad, but Asante Samuel Jr. was there, and I'd much rather have him. Also, in the last 10 picks, they've taken 9 defensive players. The Packers have in the first round. And Aaron Rodgers just talked about needing to trade. I know there was no wide receivers that really could go here. But I mean, like, come on. Tevin Jenkins was there. Liam Eichenberg was there. Terrace Marshall was there. If you wanted to go crazy and if we'll go off my board, Tamor Ontario was there. Again, going off my board, Dwayne Eskridge was there. All these, Rondo Moore was there. Even though I don't like him, I know teams are really high on him, and he'd be that guy that Devontae Adams is the route runner. He's the firecracker. Manufactured touches to him. You could have taken other players that would have either appeased Rodgers or fit better at the cornerback position. I don't know if they like Stokes because of his speed and because he fits better in the system. I don't know what their system is, so I'm just gonna say it's a C, just a regular C. Okay. The Buffalo Bills select Greg Rousseau, edge out of Miami. I really wanted JOK here. Imagine him be the big nickel in the Sean McDermott defense. Like, makes me wet. No homo. I'm a little crazy when I'm tired. But I think this was the perfect landing spot for Rousseau. To any team, this was where you wanted to go. You have 4 starter players on the edge who have had starting experience. Epinesa, Hughes, Addison, Daryl Johnson. He doesn't need to come in and play right away. You can redshirt him for a year. He spent this past 2020 season working on himself and his own technique. And you saw he came into the combine and was a workout warrior. So he comes in super athletic, super big. And you have this coaching staff that's going to make him redshirt for a year. If not, put him out there on imagine him on one end, Hughes and Addison on the other end, Epinesa and on Oliver in the middle. That'd be great for passing downs. But if you can let him redshirt for a year basically and teach him up even more than what he was doing individually in the offseason, with those physical traits, oh my God, it'd be kind of crazy. So I had my heart set on JOK here, but I told everyone, I was screaming about JOK, but I was like, if we had Greg Rousseau though, I'd be okay with it. So I'm gonna give this pick a B+. Not going to be an instant factor for this season, probably. But, oh my God, I'm excited to see what he can do in a year's time. Oh my God, I am just gushing about what he can do in a year's time after sitting there learning from these players, learning from these coaches, and just utilizing that athletic frame. Oh my God, this was one of my dream picks for them. So I'm so happy this happened. 31, Jason Owen to the Ravens, another player team comp I was kind of predicting. Really physical freak, kind of like Rousseau, but no real production. But the Ravens team and Jim Harbaugh specifically, right? Jim Harbaugh? No, the other Harbaugh. Harbaugh, one of the Harbaughs. I'm really tired. Coaches of these edge rushers so well. So well. So I trust in them, but also wasn't really high on Jason Owen myself. I'd rather have that guy picked next. So I'm gonna give this a C+, just because I don't like the player. But I think he's a ball of clay, and Harbaugh is really good at molding his kind of edge rusher out of a ball of clay. So C+, just because of the player I'm not the biggest fan of. And finally, the Super Bowl champions, unfairly getting one of my favorite edge rushers in the draft class, Joe Trion. Big, athletic, scarily has some moves in there that people aren't really talking about. He's probably going to be your 5 tech in the 3-4. I don't think he's going to come off of the edge of the 3-4 outside linebacker, which they have JPP and what's his name, Shaq Barrett to do. They just re-signed Shaq Barrett. So I don't know if that's going to be his position on the defense, but wherever he is, they're going to be able to utilize his big skill set. Also, if you want to redshirt him like the Bills are doing Rousseau for a year because you have those guys under contract, you're bringing everyone back, you can do it and then really build on his physical attributes. I really like that pick. Biggest shock for me, JOK sliding out of the first round. Tevin Jenkins, another one, sliding out of the first round. I thought that was a slam dunk for the Vegas Raiders to pick. But, Joe Tryon, I'll give it a B, just because I don't like his upside as much as Rousseau's, but same boat with Rousseau. But yeah, okay, JOK falling out of the first round. Oh my God, if the Bills traded up the grid in the second round, I don't know what I would do. I think I'm driving up to Alfred State tomorrow, and I might crash my car if that happens. Oh my God, I can't think about that. But Tevin Jenkins probably going to either the Jets or the Jags. Whoever doesn't take him, the Jags will take him, Jets will take him. Well, he's going in one of those two spots, hopefully, if I was them. But yeah, those are my draft grades. I think between the Jets and the Jags, I think the Jets surrounded their quarterback with more talent, or did a better job surrounding their quarterback in this draft in the first round. We'll talk more about, I'll do division by division grades once the whole draft is over. Out of all the quarterbacks, I think Trey Lance is going to have the best shot because of the team he's on, but Lawrence is going to be a close second. That's going to be a good one. Also, Fields, if they can get the offensive turmoil down, I think he'll have a good shot there too. So I really like this draft. This round one was really entertaining, and I liked a lot of the picks. So I'm very excited to see what happens tomorrow, days 2 and 3. So check back again after the whole draft weekend's over. I will give you my division by division grades, and then we'll maybe even do some preview stuff for next year's draft. We'll see. I'm very big into this draft stuff, so I'm gonna go to sleep. See you guys tomorrow, next Monday after the draft. I don't know. I'll probably record around then.